At almost 54 years old, I've realized that there are so many things in life that are just not worth worrying about. Today, in this video, I'm going to share my top 7 things that are just not that important anymore and things that you do not need to worry about. Number 1 is worrying about what other people think. For decades, I've worried about what friends, family, employers, random strangers think. And in the end, at the end of the day, none of their opinions actually matter. And it's the most freeing thing when you stop caring about what everyone else thinks. And, you may tailor your clothes, tailor your makeup, tailor your behavior, how you speak to have other people feel more comfortable or more at ease, or so that you fit into whatever mold of society has created for literally everyone. But I came to the point probably in my 40s where I just stopped caring. I don't care anymore. I don't care about what people think of my size, my hair, my makeup, if I speak too much, speak too little. There's a certain kind of confidence that comes with age, and not caring about what other people think is so freeing. That's all I can say. It is so freeing. So stop getting weighed down with the opinions of others. Just live your life and live as you wish, and not worry about what everyone else has to say or think. Hi there, I'm Lori and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, I share videos here of everything to do with midlife, whether it be parenting, meal prepping, solo travel, redefining who you are, finding confidence. If any of those things resonate with you, thank you for being here, and I hope that you'll subscribe. Now let's get to the video. Number 2 is material possessions. I have learned over the years, and pretty early on, that material possessions mean absolutely nothing. And I've never been a trend follower. I always tried to just be unique to my own style, our own lifestyle. But you do kind of get caught in that cycle of wanting to have what the keeping up with the Joneses, wanting to have what everyone else has, whether it be a fancy car, a new home, the best clothes, designer bags, all that stuff. And in the end, all that stuff can be disposed of, and it's not important. And as I said, I've never been a trend follower. I never ran out and bought everything that everyone else had, because literally a trend is that. It will die off within a year, and that's money wasted to try to keep up with what. I always try to just have my own unique style. I didn't have to run out and buy something the second it got released, brand new phone, brand new laptop, all that stuff. And I had those same principles with my kids. They didn't immediately get all of the new technology. They had to wait. Either it was you started high school or you started university. And that's when the technology came. It wasn't just, okay, here you go. And then, just because there's a new model that's been, brought out, you don't have to run out and grab it. Your laptop is good. It's fine. It'll last you about 5, 6, 7 years. It may not be the fastest and have the latest, gadgets, but it still serves its purpose. So just not caring about keeping up with the Joneses and not caring about having all the latest things, that's really important, because that's so much wasted money and wasted energy worrying about all that stuff and trying to keep up with people. And for myself, Dante's here, my little cat. Okay, hold on. You want to say hi? Okay, this is Dante. He's going to say hi really quick, and then he's going to go. Materialism, it's such a waste of time and waste of energy. And, with my kids, I have said to them, your money is better spent on experiences, going places, doing things, going with your friends. That will hold a lot more weight and memories than a lot of, than things. You don't need to have designer things. And if you are, if that's an aspiration or a goal, that there's nothing wrong with that. But save it for something special. So don't just run out. Everyone wants instant gratification. They want everything now, and they don't want to wait, and they want to have what everyone else has. But once you get it, there's no real value in that because it came too easy. So as far as the designer stuff, everyone loves designers. Who doesn't? But is it practical? Is it, reasonable? Is it something you can actually afford? And if you save and save, and if that's a goal you want to have a designer bag and you want to save and save and save, that's totally fine. But it's this running out and grabbing everything that everyone has. It's really unnecessary. So don't get caught in the trap of materialism. Same with vehicles. You know, we keep our vehicles for 10, 12, 13 years until they run out, and then we get a new vehicle. But these people, you know, like where you've got to run out and have the newest and greatest thing, the new vehicle that everyone else has, copying what everybody else has. Do not get sucked into that trap. Just live your life, keep it simple, you know, work towards the things that you want. It doesn't have to be that you run out and get everything that you want the second you want it. Because again, then there's no real value in it. You don't appreciate it as much had you waited and, you know, taken the time to save for that item. So yeah, materialism is a killer. Do not get trapped in that. The third thing is climbing the career ladder. I'm 53. I'll be 54 in December. And I would say probably over the last 5 years, that's when I really started to shift my thinking. Of course, you know, ambition is fine. You know, strategizing the future is totally fine. But you come to a point where, you know, I've been working in some capacity since I was 13. I started babysitting. Then I had a job when I was 15. I've never had a time where I was not working. So I've come to the point in my career where I'm at a really good place. I did work work in the same department for quite a while, but then I've branched out, we'll say, in the last 5 years and tried something new. I'm at the point where I'm very happy with where I am. And I still have another 5, 6 years left of work before retirement, but I really have no desire to be out there hustling and grinding to keep going higher and higher. I'm at a perfectly fine point that I'm happy with. And I think at this point, you are really looking more for you know, just joy and happiness in your job, being appreciated. It's not so much about the title or competition with other, you know, people in your field. It's just being happy, being appreciated and valued, and, you know, a little bit of recognition. But I'm on the downslope, and, you know, even I would say the last 10 years of your career, it's more about just happiness and joy, being with good people, being recognized. And I have no desire at this point to be continuing to climb the ladder. So that was my third point. Number 4 is perfectionism. I've come to a point, I think, again, once I hit 40, maybe 45, that's when I started to care a little bit less about everything being perfect. 50s, absolutely don't care. Although, I mean, this is how I look most of the time with my hair and my makeup done, only because I like how I feel. And it's not for anyone else, it's for myself. I like to, you know, with everyone working from home, it really changed things. And I'm a person who I like to get dressed up. I like to put on my accessories, my hair, my makeup. I like to leave the house. So that didn't change even when COVID happened. I liked to just, even still at home when I'm working from home, to still make sure I'm, you know, looking my best, because that's how I feel the best. It is not for anyone else. But as far as chasing perfectionism, that is such a waste of energy, because you'll be continually chasing perfectionism. No one's perfect. I stopped caring about, you know, being perfect in my size, being perfect with my, you know, hair. Obviously, look at this, right? I've got roots showing. Nails are really short. I mean, I do them myself, but I keep my nails really short. I don't, you know, everyone's out there getting their nice, beautiful, long nails. That just doesn't work for me. So everyone has this, like, you know, this Insta aesthetic. You know, people are living under this like idea that that's what perfectionism is. No, it's not. It's not reality. And following all of those trends again, and this so-called perfectionism, it's a soul-sucking cycle to be caught in. So as you age, like I said, it was my 40s, maybe 45, I started to slowly shift from, okay, everything has to be just right. And even at home, you know, I would host parties, and it's like everything had to be perfect because, oh my, what would people think? What would people say? We were hosting parties for the kids, birthday, Christmas, Halloween parties, all that stuff. And everything had to be just so. I honestly, again, stopped caring about all of that because it's not important. It's wasted energy. So stop chasing the perfectionism. It's just going to suck the life out of you and get you nowhere. Next thing is toxic relationships. And I've learned at this age that I am not putting up with any nonsense anymore in any kind of relationship, whether it be family, friends, coworkers. I mean, there's a diplomatic way to handle things, of course, when you're at work. You don't want to be having arguments and fights with people that you're working with and that affect your work. But I've just learned that I don't have the time or the energy to deal with people's nonsense anymore. And I've already done a video about that when I made a few videos ago about not having a lot of friends, and actually have chosen it to be that way because I just don't want to deal with people's drama anymore. And I think as a society, we do put up with a lot of nonsense from people. We put up with drama. And again, it's a soul-sucking, life-sucking problem to be wrapped in. And I say, just do not put up with toxic relationships. Say goodbye, move on to the next, or just don't worry about having friends unless it's not that friends are serving you, but it has to be a mutual friendship where the trust and the respect and loyalty is reciprocated. And I'm the type also, if I don't go out talking about people behind their backs, and if you have a friend that they're doing that with someone else, I guarantee you they're doing that with you too. They're behind your back talking to other people. And again, the toxic relationships is another life sucker, and you get to a point where you're not going to put up with that anymore, and you don't need those relationships in your life. Number 7, and I've already done a video about this, and I'll figure out maybe how to link it somewhere on here, but it's just only living for the future. And the thing is that tomorrow is not promised, the future is not guaranteed, and if you are just waiting and waiting and waiting for tomorrow, for next month, next year we'll do it. Don't do that. I mean, get out there and live your life. Retirement, people are waiting on retirement to go out and live their life. But again, tomorrow is never promised, and the people in your lives, you don't know where they'll be. So where you're at now, enjoy your life, get out there. There's Dante. Have fun, build new relationships, make memories, because again, tomorrow is never promised. So get out there and live your life. That in my 50s I have learned is not that important anymore is following the rules. And what I mean by that is following all of the societal rules and expectations that are put on people. I, have stopped caring about, how at my age you should dress, how you should do your hair, how you should behave, how you should act. Oh, this isn't the proper style. I stopped actually caring about that in my 40s, but even more so now in my 50s, it's just not that important to me anymore about what society thinks I should and shouldn't be doing. I've shared in a few other videos as well. I do solo trips, and I have a small business, and in my small business, I make accessories for people to take to theme parks. And I have taken many solo trips to Disney, and I am actually, one of those bona fide Disney adults. And, in my 50s going to Disney, and I, on my trips to the parks, I go in full Disney bounding, with themed outfits. And I honestly don't care what people think because I'm having fun. And that's what life is about. It's about having fun. Don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about the opinions of others. And, it's your life. You get one shot at it, and just get out there and live it the best you can, and do not worry about what other people think. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you watched until the very end. I really appreciate that. I am a new channel, still trying to find my way. I'm sure there's probably lots of bloopers along the way in this video and every other one. But I do appreciate if you watch to the end, if you like, comment, subscribe. Let's get chatting in the comments what you have stopped caring about at your, the cycle that you are in your life, and what is more important to you nowadays. So thanks again, and until next time, bye for now.